Welcome back here. On this Earth Day, we've heard a lot about the ways our climate's changing and steps that we can take to clean up our environment. But there are some impacts from climate change that we'll deal with either way.
One of those is sea level rise, and meteorologist Ryan Breton explains how one shoreline town is leading the way in being ready for the financial cost of climate change.
The Connecticut shoreline, the place to be in the summer. Storms have ravaged it for centuries, but it's growing even more vulnerable. The latest projection, an additional 8 to 10 inches of sea level rise in the next 30 years.
Now, climate change is right here at home, and people know we got to act on it.
While there are many impacts of climate change here in Connecticut, sea level rise at the shoreline is one that's already been observed, and it's also one that the town of Branford is choosing to get ahead of.
So there's really three strategies: protection, accommodation, and retreat. And most of those are going to be vastly more expensive in the future.
James Finch has been the finance director in Branford for 24 years and says whether you acknowledge the science or not, there will be an undeniable financial cost from climate change.
I try to stay out of the politics of it.
He helped establish Branford's Coastal Resilience Fund, the first of its kind in the state, designed to help manage the costs of climate change over the long term.
So essentially I said, well, what if you could start creating a fund today, prime it with like $1 million and continue to add dollars to that.
Much like starting a 401k at a young age, the idea is that money grows over time.
Sometimes when I describe this fund, I say we're planting seeds for the future.
Having town funds available when disaster strikes, in addition to federal or state help, puts Branford not only in a position to respond to storms, but to plan ahead to make sure its shoreline is more resistant to flooding.
I think the state of Connecticut has an opportunity, quite honestly, to kind of mirror what Branford's done. Primarily, if you let's say, for example, if the state treasurer was to create a state coastal resiliency fund.
The challenge? It's unknown exactly how much it costs to shore up all 20 miles of the town's shoreline, but it's a start.
So I don't want to give people the wrong impression that this is going to solve all the problems. It's just going to make them less worse.
In Branford, meteorologist Ryan Breton, Fox 61 News.